Hello everybody, I'm Hannah and today we're going to be doing a huge book haul. I have almost 100 books here. This is every single book that I've acquired, whether that's purchase, subscription boxes, gifting, from January through March, so quarter one of 2025. Welcome. I'm so excited to get to know you and you can get to know me and my terrible book buying habit. My hope is that in future quarters, I will not be obtaining this many books. I have exactly 89 books that I've gotten between January 1st, 2025 and now as of the date of filming, which is the end of March. My primary goal this year is to reduce my TBR. I always know that it's a rough Q1 for me because my birthday is January 4th. And so usually in January, I get a huge influx of books, both like late Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, all the way through the month of January. And so it's a little bit embarrassing. I obtained 40 books in January, 29 in February, and 20 in March. So it has steadily gone down, but I'm still not proud of that number. So my goal is going to be to do a bunch of unhauls as I read the books off of my shelves. My goal is to not keep anything that is under 4 stars on my shelf once I've already read it. I'm doing pretty good with that. The exception would be some series with books that, there's a lot of. Today, we're just going to jump into what I have already. And then I actually have a new bookshelf. So we're going to be doing a bookshelf shuffle after that. And by we, I mean myself, because I don't think that'll be part of this video or another one, but just to kind of make space for everything. For now, we're going to go through everything that I have. A lot of it, there's not going to be an order because some of these I've read already, some of them I haven't. I just have a lot of stacks here. You can't even see them really, but they are there. Let me show you. This is all stacks here. All stacks there, stacks here. So I'm kind of sitting like a queen amongst my bookish subjects. Let's get that straightened out. So anyway, let's jump right into it. So my first book we're going to talk about is Monster of the Dagger Mountains. This is an ARC that I got from NerdFan. I did read this one. I gave it 3 stars. I read it just in March, so just this month, and I think I'm going to be unhauling it, but that's Monster of the Dagger Mountains. Pretty good romantasy if you are in the market for one that you probably wouldn't find because it's a little bit off the beaten path, but I did enjoy it. I just don't think it's anything that I'm going to be rereading or probably continuing the series. Next up is Thornhedge. I bought this with my own money from Barnes & Noble. I did also read this one in March already. It's just a little novella. And I think I'm going to be unhauling it because I know I won't read it again. And I gave it 3 stars, so not something that I'm super attached to. Next up is Metal Slinger. I got this one as a birthday gift from my friend Michaela. I gave this one 4 stars. I did really like it. I read it in February. I'll be keeping it, but since it's already read, it's going to go on different shelves than the ones behind me. Next, we've got Believe Me by Terry Maffei. This is the 11th book in the Shatter Me series. It's just a little novella, but it's the only book that I didn't own yet. So I bought it when I was doing my reread of Shatter Me in February, just so I could have it and read it. I'd read it already, but this immediately goes onto the trophy shelf because did I need it? No. Did I want it to complete my set? Yes. And the new Shatter Me book's coming out April 15th. So that's a good one to have. This next one was a Book of the Month book, Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm super excited to get to it. Same thing with The Lion Women of Tehran, Book of the Month book. This one actually is the one that I picked as my year of, you get a free book every year out of the top 5 books, I think. So this was one of the only ones I didn't have. So I grabbed it and I've loved Marjan Kamali's previous stuff. Next, I've got The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I haven't read this one yet, even though it's been blowing Bookstagram, BookTube, BookTok. So I'm really excited to get to that one. I've got Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone. I've heard really good things about this one and I absolutely love the cover. This is Kingdom of Claw. I did actually read this one in March and I highly recommend it. This is the sequel to The Road of Bones. You cannot read this one without reading Road of Bones first. This one was a gift from my husband. It's an original Queen of Shadows, and if you'll see that sticker right there, that's because our queen, Sarah J. Maas, actually signed this. And so obviously this is one of my prized possessions now. This one's a new acquisition. I've already read this book multiple times, but that's a collector's edition. I'm gonna put that up there so it doesn't get mumbled up with all my other books. First Time Caller, I did read this one in March. I thought it was so good. I am looking forward to everything else BK Borson writes. This was my first by her. Next, I've got the Book of the Month copy of Rebel Witch. I went to an event that Kristen Ciccarelli was at, so I got it signed. In addition to the Book of the Month version, which matches my Heartless Hunter, I also have regular edition, which I believe I got signed, as I flipped too far, signed also. This one I pre-ordered and forgot I pre-ordered, but now I'm glad that I have it because it's the Barnes & Noble edition, which is not signed because that was after the event. I got You Between the Lines, which I'm excited about reading, but don't know anything about. Scythe and Sparrow, which I haven't read yet, also don't know much about. It's the third in the Ruinous Love trilogy is what it's called. And I really love Butcher and Blackbird. I was very meh on Leather and Lark, so I'm interested to see where this one will land. Next up, we've got Ready or Not, also by Cara Bastone. I have heard a lot of really good things about this one, but just haven't read it until now for whatever reason. So I figured because I was getting Promise Me Sunshine that was a good time to read this one too. I really love the covers of all of her books. And I have A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. I have quite a few of her books, but I've only read Spells for Forgetting so far, which I really liked. So I have really high expectations for this one. It's a pretty skinny book, which surprised me. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And then I have Babylonia by Costanza Casati. I have been last year was more on like a mythology retelling kick. And so that's when I decided to buy this one when it came out in January. So I'm excited to get to that eventually. Those are all my book of the month books. Now we're getting into some newer releases. So this actually, I got 5 books just today before filming this. So this is The Witch Haven by Sasha Payton Smith. She wrote The Rose Bargain, which I feel like has been all over the place recently. I found this at my local Barnes & Noble and she had signed it, so obviously I had to nab that. And then I got Beautiful Exile by Catherine Cowles. I have still yet to read anything by Catherine Cowles, but I own so many of her books, so hopefully I'll really like this one whenever I get to reading it. This book I have never heard of, but it had its own table at Barnes & Noble, so I am proof that consumers can be sold things that they didn't even know they originally needed. This is a Disney published book called Wings of Starlight. It's for 17 and up, so I guess that's technically like new adult, but I'm really excited. It's fairy romance, looks like Tinkerbell coded, and then there's this guy on the back. So I'm really interested to see how this goes just because I don't really know what to expect. Then I got Blood of Hercules. I had a friend who read this one and really liked it. She read the indie version. So now that it's re-released and traditionally published, I'm very excited to read it myself. And I think the whole gold and black thing, love it. Then I got Emberclaw by L.R. Lamb. This has like really cool spreads, and it's the sequel to Dragonfall, which I think might be somewhere in this stack, if not on my shelves somewhere. So I know that I owned the first one, so I just grabbed the second one because it already came out and I have no self-control. I'm just gonna try to go through these and move the piles over. So first up, I've got The Scorpion and the Night Blossom by Amelia Wen Zhao. This is a Fairy Loot edition. So it's got the really pretty spreads and the naked cover is really pretty. Also, it's got the scorpion on it and a reversible dust jacket, which you can sort of see. And I don't really know much about this one. I believe it was the YA pick, but it could be adult. And then I've got 2 from my friend Faye, who gave these to me while she was out visiting. This is Under Lock and Colty by Mariana Zapata, which I've heard really good things about. Here's a book that's pretty under the radar. Not a lot of people have heard of it. I'm excited to review it when I get to it because I feel like nobody knows about this series. Still haven't read this. I'm not as obsessed with Fourth Wing as everyone else and their mom is, so I am probably not going to read this one for a little bit. I tend to do better with super hyped books once the hype has died down a little bit. So I will be trying this eventually. I'll probably reread Fourth Wing and Iron Flame beforehand just to make sure that I give myself the best chance to actually enjoy it. So that's Onyx Storm. Next, we've got an Owl Crate book. This is Watermoon by Samantha Soto Yambao. This book is just so pretty. I love the spreads, and I think the naked cover is really pretty. Got kind of like a, oh, I really like the reverse dust jacket. This is actually probably the Owl Crate book that I'm like least excited about. I've heard good things about the book itself, but just the actual cover is not totally my favorite. This is Upon a Starlit Tide by Kel Woods. There are aspects of it that are pretty for sure. I just think the mermaid's a little bit weird looking, but the naked book, that's gorgeous. Then we've got A Language of Dragons. This one I believe I got as a birthday book from someone off of my Amazon wish list, and I think that cover is freaking beautiful. I'm very into dragons, so pretty much if you involve a dragon, I'm there. Next, I've got Cracked Kingdom and Fallen Heir by Erin Watt. This is part of the Paper Princess series, and I got these as birthday gifts for my friend Magali. Burying Water by K.A. Tucker. This is in another series of hers that I haven't started yet, and I think this was a birthday gift, I don't remember, out for my friend Luke. Immortal by Sue Lynn Tan. This is a Fairy Loot book, and it is beautiful. I've read the Daughter of the Moon Goddess duology, and I really liked it from her, so I'm excited to see how this one lands. Next, we have The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. This book is so pretty and so pink. I'm obsessed with it. And the naked cover is so gorgeous. I'm hoping to read this one sooner rather than later because I've heard it's like kind of selection-y vibes and I love the selection. Next, because I forgot that it was a Fairy Loot book, I got the regular edition. I think this is maybe the Barnes & Noble exclusive, but I might have made that up. Also a very pretty naked book. Then I've got The Resurrection of Wildflowers by Michaela Smeltzer. I have not read anything from her, but I've been slowly collecting these books, so I hope I like them. Next, I've got Wildside by Elsie Silver. I did pre-order this one, so it came not super long ago. I've really liked this whole series so far. I know people have mixed opinions about it, but I like it. We've got a Fairy Loot romantasy book. This is Iron and Embers by Helen Schurer. I think these spreads might be my favorite spreads to ever spread. And I think this one's naked cover is really pretty too. Look at that. It looks like an old-timey apothecary book. I have heard that you need to read Legends of Thesmar before this one, though. I need to do that still. The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. I love Rebecca Ross. This was a gift for my birthday from my friend Faye. Then I've got Fuel the Fire and Long Way Down. These are both in the, I forget what the series is called, Calloway Sisters, maybe? But I have friends that are obsessed with this series, and it's like super long, and I think there's 2 different generations like woven into it. I don't know, but those are both part of this. Then we've got this one, which I purchased with my own money down in San Diego for a bookish weekend, and the cover is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Look at it. I'm obsessed. It's called The Hunter's Gambit by C.L. Pierlo. Maybe? Never heard of this book in my life, but it caught my eye, so now it's at my house. Sunlight by Devney Perry. I really love, Devney Perry. I got this at Meet Cute in San Diego, and I've only read The Edens by her, so I'm kind of trying to catch up on her backlist. This one is beautiful. This is The Stars Are Defying by Chloe Peñaranda, and the spreads are really pretty too. I'm excited about reading this one. I have a book club that might be reading this as our first. Then I've got The Heart of Betrayal and The Kiss of Deception, which are both part of the Remnant Chronicles by Mary E. Pearson. If you've heard of like The Dance of Thieves and The Vow of Thieves, that's the sequel series or like spin-off to this series. So this is a trilogy. These are the first 2 books. I don't have the 3rd one yet, but both of these were birthday gifts. Then we've got Vow of the Shadow King. I believe there's 3 of these books. I'm not convinced that I have any besides this one. So that'll be something to figure out when I'm putting all of my TBR shelves back together. This is Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntyre. This is her sports romance series. She's the author of the Never After series, which are like Hooked, Scarred, Wretched, Twisted, all of the like Disney fairy tale retellings. So this is her contemporary, not contemporary. Well, it is contemporary, but just her regular sports romance series. So I'm excited to see how I like that one. And I love this cover. This was another San Diego purchase, Heir Apparently. I know nothing about this book, but it looked cute, so I grabbed it. Next, I've got all of these Kingmaker books by Sophie Lark. She's been under fire a little bit recently for Sparrow and Vine. Have not read the Kingmakers books, but I have heard that you need to read the Brutal Prince series first, and then I think this is like a 2nd gen of those. So I probably won't be reading these for a little while because I haven't read that series yet. That's the Kingmakers. This Moonlight book box version of Long Live and Forever Reign by V.B. Lacey. These are 2 separate books that got combined for this special edition, and I am obsessed. Next, I've got The Gate to Kagoshima by Poppy Kuroki. This is I believe I got this as an ARC or a finished copy from Biblio Lifestyle, and I'm excited to read it whenever I get to it. It's got really pretty spreads as well. Dirty Score I got sent as an ARC, I want to say from Bloom or Forever, I don't remember. It's just a hockey romance. Haven't read it yet. Then I got Hidden from Sophie Jordan. I'm slowly trying to collect her books too. I haven't read anything by her, so I don't know if it's good. I believe this is the 3rd in a series. Yeah, it has 3 on the side, and I own the other 2 already. So hopefully I'll just be able to go. Firelight, Vanished, Hidden, and then Fire in the Sky is, I believe I have that as a book subscription book. Might be Fairy Loot. The Endless War, The Inadequate Heir, Traitor Queen, and The Bridge Kingdom, all by Danielle Jensen. I've read these first 3. I have not read The Endless War. So I'm very excited to read those. I think all of the traditionally published covers are absolutely gorgeous. And then I have the indie covers as well. Then I've got The Shadowed Sun by N.K. Jemisin. This one was also a birthday gift. I don't think it still has a note. I'm excited to read that one. N.K. Jemison's a pretty well-known sci-fi author. Then I've got The Starlight Heir by Amelie Howard. This is another romantasy fairy loot pick, and it's got really pretty spreads, of course. I'm excited. I've heard really good things about this one. Then I've got this chonker, Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. It's very large, so I'm excited to read this one eventually, but not right now. Then I've got Finale by Becca Fitzpatrick. This is the last 4-book series. It starts with Hush Hush, which I read all of them when I was in high school, but haven't since then, and I really don't remember them at all, so I'm excited to revisit. Next, I've got Shadows of Pearl by J.L. This is the sequel to The House of Marion, which I own but have not read yet, so hopefully it's good. Then I've got Birding with Benefits by Sarah T. Dubb, another one that I've heard excellent things about but just haven't gotten around to reading. The Sweet Spot by Trish Dollar. I don't really know very much about this, but I did love The Float Plan by Trish Dollar, one of my favorite, most underrated romances that there is. So I'm excited to see what else she's about. Looks like it's a camping romance based off of the fact that they are camping. Follow me for more deductive reasoning skills. Then I've got Broken Harbor, All the Missing Pieces, both by Catherine Cowell. Again, I have not read anything she's written, but I have very high hopes. Then I've got Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. I am so excited to read this one. I have loved Haymitch for a very long time, but I do think it's going to wreck me. So there's that. A Wish for Us and 1,000 Broken Pieces by Tilly Cole, which I think these will be really good. I've heard that they're huge tearjerkers, so we'll see how that goes. I have not read anything by her yet. Then I have this chonker, Heat of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I have actually already read this one, but I didn't own it because I read the indie version on KU. So I'm excited to go put this on my red shelf with Spark and Glow. This book is so beautiful. This is Cruel as the Light by Sophie Clark. Look at those spreads. This is a fairy loot book, in case that wasn't obvious. And I am so stinking excited to read it whenever that day comes. This is The Skyweaver by Kristen Sigarelli. This is the author of The Heartless Hunter. I think I have the other 2 books in this trilogy. Maybe not, but this is the last one. And then The Last Namsara is first, and then The Caged Queen is second. So I might be missing number 2. I'll have to check on that, but very excited to read this. This is Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo. I have the other one in this series, but I don't really know anything about it. I hope you're finding this very informative. This is Worthy of Fate by A.N. Cottle. This is a Moonlight Bookbox book. I don't really know anything about it, but this book itself is so flippin' pretty. Even the end papers are gorgeous. Moonlight Bookbox makes really good quality books, and they don't come with dust jackets, so it's just like the book. Next, we've got Winterkeep by Kristen Kishore. I used to be obsessed with Graceling, and then she added on 2 more books in the series, so I've been slowly trying to recollect them. But this is, I think, the 4th, but it might be the 5th. Don't remember. It has to be the 5th, because here's all the other ones. Or that's just the first 3. So this could be the, whatever. This is another Moonlight book box. This is Embers in the Snow by Anna Carvin. I'll let you look at those pretty spreads. The end papers are beautiful. This is an Owl Crate book, Wooing the Witch Queen by Stephanie Burgess. It has beautiful end papers, and the spreads are really fall coated as well. Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. I've read my first Olivia Blake a couple of months ago, One for My Enemy, and I was obsessed with it. So I'm trying to get everything else she's ever written. Saving Grace is an arc I was sent. This is by Alexandra Banks. She's an Australian author. So I'm excited to jump into that. It's a military romance. The King's Cage and War Storm were both birthday gifts for my friend Alex. Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. I've been excited to get to this one for a while. I have Love Redesigned, I think is what it's called, but I haven't read it yet. And last but not least, Burn for Me by Ilona Andrews. I don't know anything about this book. There you have it. All 89 acquisitions I've gotten since the start of 2025. I'm not gonna go do a recap back through them all again, but I will leave you with this nice photo of me carrying this stack. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.